Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Fuck, that's cold. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. I'm YouTube famous now. I thought I'd be real cute and blow water bubbles, but it didn't work. With my Frosty straw from the Thorntons. Not sponsored. Anyway, how are you guys doing today? Oh my God, I'm soaked, you guys. That's when you know you're like a real, it's a little close for comfort. This is when you know you're like a real YouTuber that doesn't edit. It's like, you just don't. Baby, go on with the show. What's going on back here? I got my hair cut today, and just that one. And, but I want a variety show on YouTube that's live 24/7 like those bitchin' and eatin' girls, okay? I love them. They do like 5-hour streams. That's what I need to do. Like, I could truly, listen, this one right here, I could eat for 5 hours. I went to the Chinese buffet the last 2 days in a row. Loved every minute of it. It's kind of depressing, though. The night before, there was like this 13-year-old girl. I was actually going to do a story time about the scary Walmart, which I'm getting to in a second, so stay tuned. Oh, no, look who it is. It's Pee-Pee the Flying Chihuahua. Do you want to come up here? He said, no, I don't want any part of this. But anyway, I also thought that I would do a story time about the Chinese buffet. So I guess I'll just kind of weave them together. So the first time that I went to the Chinese buffet, I love these cups from the scary Walmart. The first time that I went to the Chinese buffet a couple nights ago, and there's only like one that I really like, and it's called Dragon House. And I went there, and I always get the same thing, okay? I always get the crab meat rangoons, and the soup, the hot and sour soup, and the egg rolls with the hot sauce. I love that so much, right? And, I mean, you gorge yourself when you go to the Chinese buffet. Why else would you go to the Chinese buffet? My ex lived in Seymour, Indiana, and we used to go to that one down there. It was called like China Wall or something, and we loved it so much. And I'll tell you why we loved it. Because when you walked in, there literally was a wall where if you had bounced a check, writing a check to the Chinese wall, they stapled it up there, and we called it the Wall of Shame. That is so, I love that so much, okay? That you would write a check to the Chinese restaurant that bounced, and they would staple it to the wall. I think that's fantastic. I think if we did more things like that in society, people would probably correct their finances a lot quicker, don't you? So anyway, I'm at the Chinese buffet the other night, and there was like this mother and father, and it's always very family. It's like whenever I see people there that I know, they're like, we come here like 4 times a month. I'm like, I come here like 4 times a week. What are you talking about? Anyway, I could just sit there last night. Last night I was like, I could truly just sit here and forget all the fake chicken stuff. I mean, how do you fuck up fried rice? First of all, they fucked up fried rice. It's so nasty at this place. I cannot stand their fried rice. It's like the only thing there I don't like. And I don't eat fish, but I eat their crab meat rangoon because there's something like, to me, that's like, well, it's totally fake anyway, right? It's just like cream cheese, isn't it? Don't tell me if it's not. I don't know. But anyway. So I was like, I could just eat crab meat rangoon, egg rolls, and hot and sour soup for the rest of my life. Like, I could totally just live off that shit, right? So anyway, I'm there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm trying to, like, mind my own business on my phone and stuff like that, and this 13-year-old girl, she's like 13 or 14, and, you know, she's one of those girls, it's just like you look at her, and you go, God, thank God I don't have a kid, or thank God my daughter's not like that. Do you know the type I'm talking about? Now, y'all are gonna come for me and go, you're bullying a stranger. No, I'm calling out the truth. That's the truth, okay? We all know that there are children out there in the world that you're, like, looking at, and you're like, oh. And this girl's like, but Mom! I mean, like, really loud in the Chinese buffet. Have you ever been in a Chinese buffet? They play that music that I love. They also play right across the street when you get your nails done, or across the other side of the street when you're getting an Asian massage. That means over your clothes. Doesn't mean what you thought it meant. It means over your clothes. My good Judy Tawny and I go, they call it a foot massage. Okay, it's like $25 for an hour. They got them in every strip mall in America. I love them so much. Okay, so anyway. So they play that same kind of Chinese tingly music. I love that. So calming. I wish I had CDs of that. I would just listen to it all the time. But anyway, I should probably look into that, maybe play it. I'd probably be a more peaceful person. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, and this girl's like, and she just looked like these like characters in cartoons that are always like so angry. They're, but like over exaggerated. And I looked at her, and she's like eating ice cream, and it's like dripping off. And she goes, but Mom, why don't you like him? And I can't hear what the mom's saying because the mom is true story. I don't have my phone, but let's act like my TV remote, which is about as important to me as my phone. It's my phone, and the mom's like this. And the dad's like, And nobody's paying attention with the kids. I mean, this has become our family of 2017. Let's just be for real, right? My mother, oh my God, when cell phones came out, she thought the world had ended, okay? If I went out to dinner, Alex's mom, my husband, she says this all the time. If we go out to dinner or we're having a family dinner, my mother would go, please put your phone away. No phones at the table. Everybody's like, stop shouting. My cat's jumping, okay? Well, two bubbles. Okay, so anyway, so I'm sitting there and I like look over across the girl and I just kind of looked at her like that. And then she like looked back at me, she kind of saw me and she goes, but Mom, like, so she quieted down a little bit and she's like, but Mom, I don't understand why you don't like him. I want to go to the dance with me and he asked me, Mom. And the dad's like, we'll make a decision and let you know by Friday. And she's like, but Dad, I have to have a dress for the dance. And the mom's like, do you hear my dogs in the kitchen? They're fighting. Enough. This is a peaceful, loving environment. We don't argue here. Ever. So anyway, and the little girl goes, I mean, I'm saying little. She's probably 13 or 14, okay? And she's like, oh, like that. And I'm like, I look over at her, and I'm like, enough already, right? So I get up, and because, you know, of course, Peter Monn, always teaching lessons, baby, remain teachable. So I get up, because I'm like, I'm going to go get me some more crab meat rangoons. I didn't pay my $6.95 just to come and sit down with some soup. I'm about to go get me some more food. I mean, Chinese buffets are good 3 plates, right? So anyway, I'm never going to get the scary Walmart story. That's going to have to be my next story. But anyway, so I like am going to the crab meat rangoon, and as I pass by, because everybody's on their phone at this table except for this girl, she's sitting there like this now. Real mad, like if she pouts enough, they'll buy her the party dress and then she'll have the dream of her life, right? The date of her life. And I looked down at this girl, and when I passed her by, I looked down at her and I was like, because I'm 44 years old, right? This is how you teach children lessons. I looked down at her and I go, and she saw me and she went, like right back at me. It was totally that scene. Did you see the movie Bridesmaids when she tries to call the high school girl and the girl calls her out back, right back at her? It was totally that. And I was like, oh, she doesn't like me. So I go sit back down, and of course they leave, take their fat asses on out of the Chinese buffet. I mean, everybody up in the Chinese buffet. I mean, we're all of us reaching for 300, 400 pounds. I mean, we want it, okay? I mean, listen, it's like grazing ground. Move over so I can get some more crab meat rangoon. So anyway, that was the first night. The next night that I go there, right, I'm like sitting there, and it's a little bit more busy, and it's Wednesday night, and I'm like looking around, and this is my first thought, honestly, right? There's like all these kids with their dads, and I'm like, oh my God, like these dads are really nice. They're taking their kids out to dinner, like they're giving the mom night off to do something. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh, this is really sweet. And like the one kid has like a baseball outfit on, and like another kid has this on, like soccer outfit on. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the dad, like these dads are so awesome. They're making a night of it. They're like, first we'll go and do your sports, and then we'll come to the Chinese buffet and stuff our fat asses with fried rice and crab meat rangoon. And why do the 4-year-olds always want ice cream with sparkles? What is it about that? What is the phenomenon of ice cream with sparkles at Chinese restaurants? Can somebody please explain this to me? Because I'm so confused. But every child in that place was like up on that ice cream machine, and then, you know, they're driving the owners crazy, and they're like trying to break the ice cream machine, and there's ice cream. It's just like loaded. Like, you know what I'm talking about, when it sticks and then it just keeps on coming out, and then they're trying to put sparkles. It's a mess of trouble, okay? If I own that Chinese restaurant, I get rid of that ice cream machine real quick. And the other thing about desserts at Chinese restaurants, none of those desserts taste good whatsoever. I was talking to my hairstylist this morning, because you know I got my hair did, just that one. But anyway, she and I were talking about this. I'm going to talk about her in a second. But anyway, and she said, well, what do you have for dessert? And I go, I always have hot tea and one almond cookie, because I'm on a diet. But anyway, so that's what I always have for dessert. But let me just tell you, true story, hashtag true story, those desserts at Chinese restaurant are nasty as shit, okay? None of them taste good. None of them even taste like desserts. I think they try to sneak fish up into every single one of those. I mean, every one of those cheese puffs, chocolate puffs, whatever puffs, there are all kinds of puffs and little cakes. None of them, do they have sugar in them even? I mean, what is going on with the desserts at Chinese restaurants? My Lord, I can't stand it. Oh, too much. So anyway, my dogs are in here. They're agreeing because they can't stand it. So anyway, but we don't feed them table straps. Tucker, Pee-Pee, Boo Radley, be good or I'm going to take you to the Chinese restaurant. All right, so anyway. So that was the second night, and I'm sitting there and I'm eating, and I'm like so happy, right? I'm like, oh my God, this is like family time at the Chinese buffet. I was like so happy by it. Now, you might be asking yourself at this point, why is Peter going to eat at the Chinese buffet 2 nights in a row without his husband? Well, the story to that is that Alex worked late both those nights, and I was hungry as hell. And my husband, he's a little smarter than me. He thinks Chinese buffets are nasty and that there's a special place in hell for them, okay? He thinks they're absolutely disgusting, that anybody that eats any kind of buffet, Ryan's buffet, whatever kind of buffet, he doesn't care. He thinks that you're destined to get some kind of really ill-fated disease and be on the deathbed or have, you know, the runs for the next 5 days. So he won't touch up. No, I mean, we even stayed at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas, and he was like, I don't know that I can do this buffet. I was like, this is the most amazing buffet I've ever seen in my entire life. He's like, I don't know that I can do it. So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, oh my God, these dads are so nice. Everybody's so nice. And then it occurs to me, Wednesday nights. I totally forgot about Wednesday nights. Did y'all figure this out about 5 minutes ago? Because I was telling my hairstylist about this morning, and when I got to this part of the story, she goes, oh, they're all there. It's Wednesday nights. That's dad's night when they have them for the divorce, right? And I'm like, yeah, I figured that out last night. Because I'll tell you what happened. So there's this 2 sons sitting in front of me with their dad, and the dad just like could not be bothered with these 2 boys at all. And one of the boys was probably like 10 to 12, and I'm really bad with ages, okay? If they're under 18, 20, I'm just like, they're a kid. So anyway, no offense to y'all in high school out there. I love you. You know, I worked with teenagers for years. Well, that's not true. If they're under like 14, I'm not good with ages, right? I mean, like 2 to 10, and they all look the same to me. So anyway, I love children. I do. For an hour, my nephews, I'm really great uncle for an hour. I bring gifts. I'm real funny and all that kind of stuff, but then I need to come home and take a nap and I don't know, drive around or get my hair done or something. But anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm like watching this dad, and he's like keeps on like yelling at his son, and he's like, finish your soup, to this like 4-year-old. And of course, what does the 4-year-old want? I'm gonna give you boys and girls just a second to think about that. I've already talked about it. He wants the fucking ice cream with sprinkles, right? He doesn't want the soup, he wants the ice cream with sprinkles. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, I mean, it's totally divorced dad's night at the Chinese buffet. And I'm like, this is fantastic, right? I mean, they should just offer a free special. If you're a dad with kids, you should be able to come here and get it all for $5. So this dad in front of me, he keeps on saying that. Well, all of a sudden he gets a call, right? Oh, here's my phone. So he gets a call and he's like, hold on a second. So he stands up and he walks to the other side of the restaurant. Well, the 12-year-old boy or whatever he was has now taken over the parenting of the 4-year-old, which I'm sure is very common in his life on a daily basis, as was seen, okay? Because he's like, eat your soup, and the kid's like, I want ice cream, I don't want soup. And he's like, if you just eat a little bit more of your soup, then I'll let you go get some ice cream. I'm thinking, this is his 12-year-old father at this point. This is really sad, right? The dad is gone from the table for about a good 20 minutes, and I'm like, well, it's probably a business call. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, okay? So he starts walking back, and as he hits the table right in front of the kids, he says, I'll talk to you later, babe. And as he's standing there, he goes, are you guys ready? I need to get you back to your mom's house. I can't go to the Chinese buffet anymore. Now it's like watching a real sad rom-com. I don't want to imagine sitting there eating those crab meat rangoons that are so delicious. I can eat 50,000 of them and sit there and think it's dad's night. I'm never going there again on a Wednesday. I have fucked my mood for days. I am never going there on a Wednesday as long as I live again. I swear to God. That is so sad. They should have signs. They should have signs on restaurant doors that say it's divorced dad's night at the Chinese buffet. So if you're gonna come in here at your own risk. You're gonna be eating an egg roll and leaving with some tears in your eyes. I was so sad. I was so devastated. And what's so funny is it so reminded me of me and my dad back in the day, because my dad would pick me up on a Wednesday night. But I always stayed at my dad's house on Wednesday nights, and he would cook out steaks and wild rice, and then he would let me pick out whatever movie I wanted to watch. And for dessert, I got to pick out whatever kind of cookie I wanted, because you know I'm just like that. And I would always pick out these cookies called grasshoppers, and it was like an Oreo, but it had mint inside of it. I wonder if they still make those cookies. I love those cookies so much. I've talked about that on another video on here. Somebody else said that they remember those cookies too, but my dad always made, he would grill out a steak and wild rice, and of course I always had to have milk, because you have to drink milk if you're a little kid. And then that's what we would do. And then he would get me up early in the morning, and he'd make me take a shower and put on my clothes for school. And yeah, so I was telling my hairstylist this morning, I am so like, when I see a lot of this, like, of course, now you know it's got to get a little serious at the end of the video, right? Like, I feel so blessed to have the dad that I did, because my dad was my parents got separated when I was 6 and divorced when I was 8, and my dad was so involved in my childhood. Here, hold on to this thought for a second, okay? From the day that my dad left, to the day that I graduated from high school, my father called me every school day in the morning to make sure that I was up and dressed and ready to go to school. Every morning, he would call me. I would answer the phone. He'd be like, just want to make sure you're up, buddy, and that you have a good day at school. I was like, thanks, Dad. Every day. And my dad always said to me, if you ever want to come in and move in with us, you're more than welcome, but I always believe that a son's place is with his mother because she would be devastated if you didn't live with her. So, you know, like, and my parents did not get along. They hated each other, but when it came to parenting, they were always right on the same page. And I feel so blessed to have had parents like that. I also feel real blessed that I had a dad that never took me to a Chinese buffet restaurant on a Wednesday. I mean, I do love good Chinese buffet, but I wonder why I'm not going to Ruth Chris for steak, since that was kind of how I was trained growing up anyway. Tomorrow, I'm going to tell a scary Walmart story. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Boom! That was fun. Okay. I love you guys so It splattered. I love you guys so much. Follow me on all my social medias listed below. I'm not doing that trick again. And because now I have to clean it up, and I don't like to clean up. I mean, I like the fun, but I don't like to clean up. So anyway, follow me on all my social media. It's listed below. I'm daily vlogging for the year of 2017. It's listed below. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.